and we have made it once again back on the air.
We did it.
Welcome to episode 4 of Prep Talk Live. It was, this is one of those days where we thought we had it and then it moved and then we moved again, and it's about preparing and being flexible. And that is, if prepping tells you nothing, that is what it is. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging in. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me, as always, the urban prepper, Cliff. Tup, what's up, Tup? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing all right. As we head into the
holiday
break.
Busy times during the holidays where all sorts of different things going on. And before the live stream, had to get the family situated with dinner because you never know who's going to storm my office area. So,
and you don't want mom to be pissed before Christmas time.
No,
that's not a good
it's the holiday
plan.
season. You don't want anyone pissed. Yeah,
you can get on the naughty list up until the point at which Santa visits your house. That is something I have learned throughout life. That can still happen. So
a little bit worried because what happened to the Legos?
What happened? It's so many things, Tup. I'm so glad you asked. It's so many. Like, we barely made it onto this stream today. So for the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to. What we wanted was a dining table. We wanted a new dining table. My wife wanted a new dining table. And we went to IKEA to go look for a new dining table. And while we were there, we saw all kinds of different shelf ideas. And that dining table became changing out all of the bookcases and kids' rooms and all kinds of things. But IKEA has had so many supply chain issues. We couldn't find all of you could find a bookcase, but not the shelves. You could find the doors, but not the handles. It's been, so for probably a month and a half or 2 months, we've been accumulating IKEA boxes. And this was finally supposed to be the weekend that we were actually going to finish putting everything together. I, of course, went to the Timbers game a week and a half ago. And my parting gift from also not winning the championship was this cold, which just leveled me over the weekend. So as I was leveled over the weekend, my wife and my son and my daughter were putting up shelves and bookcases and doing all the moving that we needed to do as I wheezed my way around the house. So I have new shelves. It's very exciting. I have not, however, put anything on them yet. Because all of the stuff that was on them is now in all the shelves that are in the other rooms of the house. So we have essentially expanded the number of Lego shelves. And so we put up a poll, or I put up a poll a couple days ago asking what we should put up there. Should it be bug out vehicles? Should it be TV shows? And so far, bug out vehicles is winning. So my project over the next few days is to build all of the stuff, put all the things back. I got some new Funkos that are up there that I don't think you can see right now. I got a Wienermobile. I got Deadpool as Bob Ross. I got all kinds of fun stuff. But it is also, you'll notice it's not lit up green. My light is not here. So I barely made it on here, as you also barely made it on here. This is the most barely made it podcast episode I think we ever had.
Well, I was worried that you had to sell some Legos or something to help pay for the dining room table or something. So it sounds like it's all taken care of. So we're good.
Exactly. On the plus side, the last thing we still have to put together is the dining room table.
Okay.
Which, in fact, we had to drive 7 hours to the Seattle IKEA to get it because that was the only place we could find it. And so, it is supply chains. The supply chain is real, my friend. It is a real problem. So how about you? How is your world? I'm loving the jersey. I believe this is the
it's my Clark W. Griswold jersey from a Christmas National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So I had to see. I think it has Griswold on the back. If you can see this. There we go.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
It's our favorite family Christmas movie to watch, and so I had to get the jersey with it. So
that is fantastic.
But things are going good overall. Just kind of getting ready for Christmas and for some family get-togethers and all those kind of things. I had a little bit of a cold too. Yesterday I was in bed all day all day. Wasn't COVID or anything like that. 'Cause I did a test and that was negative. But it was just the day before. I think we've talked before about how I've been working on my bike setup because I want to have a bug out bike, and so I've been tricking it out with all sorts of cool prepper bike items, and we decided to go. We were going to go on a bike ride yesterday, and it was raining and it was very cold. And I think I got a cold after it, so I kind of pushed myself a little bit too much, but it was a lot of fun. But so I was in bed all day yesterday, and then just kind of getting ready for different things today. So.
We should have just done this remotely from our beds.
Yeah, I
That would
think
have
so.
been the way to do this.
No one's ever done that for a live stream.
Snuggle up, just all cozy like.
Yeah.
That would have been fantastic. I think maybe we'll have to do one of those. It'll be the prepper pajama party. That's like,
Yeah,
I feel like that's what everyone's
probably
waiting
start a
for.
trend with it. Yeah, I think so.
Prepper jammies.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're feeling a little bit better.
Yep.
As I put in the title, it was like colds are coming, NyQuil and snow. All of the things related to colds are problematic. So to keep everything going, to keep us moving along, because now I know you have another podcast another stream you're doing after this
doing
with Mother
doubleheader.
Prepper. Yeah, you're all over the place. So for anyone who's watching now, stay tuned for that one later, because that'll be fantastic. So we'll talk about what we did this week,
Cool.
other than try to survive. I think that was our goal.
Yeah.
So for me, with my cold, I took the opportunity to go through all of the cold medication that we had and get rid of everything that was expired or everything that looked like it was expired. I was one of the people, I think there were several of us, that as there were conversations about the upcoming pandemic, as it began to work its way on shore, and especially from the Portland area, because that was one of the first cities that it happened. We didn't really know what it was, and so ran out and got a bunch of cold medicine and Mucinex and all the things, and then didn't get it. And so it just kind of sat on the shelf waiting for a cold to happen. And since we weren't really out, we didn't really get many colds for the last, I'd say, 18 months or so. And so now that I finally got a cold, and I went and looked, and everything expired like a month and a half ago. So it was clear all of that out, and then order up new stuff, get the new NyQuil, get the new Mucinex, and all of that. So that was my prep activity for the week. How about you?
That's awesome. Well, mine's pretty similar because I too had a cold, and I have I like you. I have in our bathroom that's by the bedrooms. I have a few different modules for different supplies, and one of those is for I have a cough and cold module. I should probably do a video on it, but
that's yeah.
But it has
as opposed to the sneezing. Do you have a sneezing module?
No, it's not really sneezing. But
are they named after the Seven Dwarfs with Snow White? Is there a happy module? And
that's a good idea. My daughter would love that more. But yeah, so we have it's all standard stuff though. It's all like Dayquil, NyQuil, different throat lozenges. Let's see. Also, I've been doing the Sambucus elderberry, which I really like nice as well. This is really good for the zinc and everything. So I like you. I stocked up on those. I guess last January or so to get that set up pretty good, and a lot of them were starting to get the shelf as far as the sell by date was expired. So I did a reload on Amazon for those, and then I also did. I also been chipping away at my reload of my. I take various supplements just to kind of keep everything going. So I take so many supplements now, it's crazy. I have let's see, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, zinc.
Now are these like the Hulk Hogan supplements? Like do you say your prayers and take your vitamins?
Yeah, say your prayers. Yeah, totally. Say your prayers, take your vitamins. Yeah. So I reloaded my vitamin C, and I try to reload like for 6 months at a time. So if I can't reload anymore, I have a lot. So let's see. I got a vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, zinc, a probiotic, a garlic, turmeric, elderberry, CoQ10. Let's see. I'm missing a few, and some oil of oregano. And a few other wild cards.
It feels like you just went to Costco and you just stuck your arm out in the spice aisle and looped all the way around to the medicine aisle, and just everything that was there went in the cart.
Yeah. Oh, fish oils will do that as well. But yeah, I have mine set up for normally on subscribe and save on Amazon, so it just constantly reloads just so I have a good stash. But I wanted to get a more of kind of like with your prescription medications. That's one of my preps that I'm always worried about. If we were in a grid down situation and I couldn't get my heart medicine, I'd be screwed. But I wanted to also make sure that my kind of immune system style supplements were set and locked and loaded for a little bit. So I worked on that. In addition, let's see, what else did I work on? I've been constantly working on vehicle prep stuff too, because of the whole when I started working on the catalytic converter project, and then
Yep.
I was working on if I don't know if we've talked about this already, but if there's a grid down, or if I couldn't go to an auto zone for a little bit, or if I couldn't get my oil changed, do I have all the stuff to be able to take care of my car for? We have two cars, so
Oh,
take care of the cars for a year or two. So that's what
that's
I've
a great
slowly been
idea.
chipping away at. Maybe I'll do a video on it, but
The
sometimes it's
number
a
of videos, Cliff, we came up with this idea to help us to not have to make a bunch of videos. And I feel
yeah.
like
So
every episode we come up with 9 ideas of videos we want to make in the time that we don't have. How are we going to do this?
yeah, well, I mean, prepping is one thing. Like I could do a lot of prep projects, and as long as you're not doing a video
Mhm.
on it, you could do rapid fire. But as soon as you do a video on it, it's like becomes a 16-hour project then to do. So at least
I
for
feel
me.
like we
So
need to hire videographers to just
I
follow
need
us
I need a crew. I need
throughout the
like
day.
yeah, I need like some kind of videographer and an editor and a
We need a
ghostwriter and all sorts
vlogger.
of stuff. Yeah, a social media person. So oh,
That's
you got a little cough is still there. It looks like.
exactly. I got a little bit of a cough going on, and I don't have with the new microphone. I haven't figured out how to like turn off the thing when you're coughing, like
Oh,
on the
the mute
radio where they have
button.
like the
Yeah,
dump button or whatever.
yeah.
So I got to figure that out. I'm sure that's something that Amazon has that I can find.
Yeah. I see
But
that Amy Fresh in the chat room is
yep,
talking about oil of oregano. Yeah, that's I think it's awesome. The other one that I like taking is uh what oh jeez. It's oh, why am I spacing that? It's like an olive extract. It's disgusting. It's a
olive extract.
olive juice. Is it olive? No, it isn't.
I mean, oil of oregano. We're already starting to push boundaries here,
Yeah.
and then you mix it all together with the fish oil and everything.
Olive leaf extract. And you do some droppers of that. You should, if you don't have some of that, you should definitely get it for your
That
preps.
sounds horrific, and I will
It tastes
thank you to
disgusting.
never have that. What does it do? Does it turn you
It
to
just like
Voltron?
instantly,
What's going on?
yeah, it instantly cures a lot of things. So yeah, so anytime that if you feel like you're going to get sick a little bit, we just take olive leaf, and it's again you're going to have to drink it back. And my wife uses a chocolate chocolate milk as a chaser,
Oh,
but
I would imagine
it's
that
awesome.
the chocolate milk tastes amazing after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Something just so awful, and then mix it with milk. That's just I don't know. I feel like Anchorman. Milk was a bad choice.
Yes, it was.
I immediately
Yes.
regret my decision.
I see some other people are winterizing their cars too in the chat room, which is cool. I think
Yeah,
tis the season to do that. So
the car winterization is happening. Merry Christmas from Arizona. Merry Christmas from the Northwest.
yeah,
I would say holistically the Northwest.
yeah. We represent the Northwest branch of preppers, and so we like to wish everyone.
Exactly. We are the Northwest Prepper Guild. That was trademarked from the Discord. I think
Yeah,
is where that's from. Yeah. Wait a minute. Where did I hit the wrong button? There we go. All right. Let's talk about preps this week. So it's the preps for me. It's time to talk about gear. Normally I like my gadgets. I like to come up with the thing that no one thinks I should have and all that sort of stuff. And this week, the prep I picked was Kleenex boxes,
nice.
specifically the Costco Kleenex boxes, because they are reasonably inexpensive. They're small. I like the cube ones. They make one now with this orange wrapper that's an antiviral.
Oh,
So not only like normally they have like the antibacterial ones, this is the first one I've seen that's antiviral. And I got a case of these when the pandemic first hit, and we've just kept restocking these because colds and flu and everything are viruses, not bacteria. So this is a little bit better for that. But what's great about these is you get them in a pack of, I think they come in 12 or 16 or something like that. They come in a bunch, and you can put them in every room. So as you have a cold, and then by just sheer volume of space and mass, so the rest of your family is going to get a cold, and then everyone's sneezing, there is always a box of Kleenex close by. So it's kind of like your bear spray from last week, where you just put it throughout everywhere you could think
yeah,
of. Kleenex is very similar. You just don't put it next to the bear spray. I don't think that's
yeah.
a good
No,
idea.
no, they
But
go together. Yeah,
yeah, but in the general idea. So this was my big prep for the week, was getting these antiviral Kleenex boxes and putting them everywhere to keep everyone a little bit safe.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And just because I want to set the record straight. Like bear spray is for bears, and the pepper spray is for humans. So
That is
uh,
true.
yeah, so
That
because
is
the bear
true.
spray is more of like a fog. I've never had to actually use it on a human or bear,
And you would not
but
want to use it in your house.
yeah,
That
last
would
time I
be
mentioned
bad.
it, like the
Yep.
pepper spray is definitely better for bad guys though, because it's human grade. So,
Yeah, exactly. It's human grade and deterrent.
yeah,
Pain inducing deterrent. That's what it is.
yeah,
Merry
so
Christmas from Trinidad.
that's awesome.
We got a broad audience tonight.
We need to do
Oh,
we have to go to Trinidad and do like a special live stream out there. That'd be pretty awesome.
I feel like obviously, I feel
Yeah,
like if nothing else, this has told us that we need to go international.
yeah.
Also, for everybody that's watching right now, go ahead and smash the like button real fast. We've had really great like ratios of people watching the videos, hitting the like button. The more likes we get, the more YouTube is going to show this to people. The more people will watch it. The more people will tell us where they're from and wish us Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, which is fantastic. So go ahead real quick if you wouldn't mind doing that. That would be fantastic.
Yep.
So yeah, so back to you. What did you come up with? What did you bring
So
to show and tell
it's
this week?
yeah, so it's 'tis the season for Christmas shopping, and you have a lot of family and friends and relatives and stuff that you want to buy stuff for, and you, as a prepper, you want to get something that's prepper-esque, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for basically everyone, they're getting Anchor power banks, and so you could get,
Oh,
depending on how
that's
much you like
fantastic.
this person, you could up the capacity level. So so
So
this one's
if you get them like a 120, like a 110 plug in it or whatever it
yeah.
is, then you know they're really that's like
They're-
the
yeah,
in-laws and
yes, the in-laws. This one's a 20,000 milliamp. No, this was a 10,000 one. But I ordered a few different ones for various family members. So if any of them are watching, surprise, that's what you're getting. But
also family members, just take note of how many milliamps are possible and then gauge how much Cliff loves you based on that.
well, there's usually you get between 10,000 or 20,000 milliamp hours. At the highest, I think that for a lot of the Anchor style ones is the 26,700, I believe. But I like the 10,000 one for like a on the go one. And this one's actually
Mhm.
for my niece who's 16, and I figured she has a phone, has to keep it charged. This is super easy to fit in your purse. And then I have also been getting other ones for other people. They always seem to like when they first get it, they're not sure about it, but then once they actually start using it, it becomes part of their regular on the go carry type stuff. So that's my prep for this week, is to buy everyone Anchor power banks.
And
And
to Cliff's
I'm not
cousin,
sponsored by Anchor. So,
yeah, and to Cliff's cousin who gets the single charge use
yeah.
milliamp version, you had it coming. You had it coming and you know what you did. That's what happened.
Yeah. But
The 10,000 ones are really I have a bunch of those. I have a couple of the kind of the single charge. I kind of look at them as like single charge, 5 charge, and 10
yeah,
charge, kind of with the 20,000, the 10,000, and then I don't know what the little ones are, but those usually will charge a phone 1 or 1.5
once,
times or
yeah.
something like that. Um, but I like the little ones for the kids, like emergency kits and some of that
Yep.
sort of stuff. But the 10,000 ones are great because they're not as heavy as the big ones. But you charge a phone 5 times, you've got to be home by the time you do that, or you're in the middle of some sort of a situation to really charge a phone that many times and then have it die again.
Yeah, I think the 10,000 one would charge a new iPhone 2 times probably.
Mhm.
That's about basically what you get on it.
Do you get the one with the power boost with the USB-C ones now, or do you
Yeah.
stay
So
with the
I've been
standard?
upgrading. Yeah, I've been upgrading all of mine because I have a lot of them that have the USB micro, which is kind of old school now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I try to now whenever I get one, I try to get the USB-C charging one because that's what all our phones are. We're Android users in this family. But
Fair,
yeah.
fair, fair. We still are being tracked
Are you
by the Apple people.
are you an Apple?
We have Apple, we have Android, we have Mac, we have PC, we have a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm like a drug dealer or like Heisenberg or something, where I have a ton of different phones and they all have different purposes. So I have my TikTok phone. This is my TikTok phone. This is my
mhm.
normal social media phone. It has nothing else. There's no SIM cards in them. They're just for certain social media sites. I have like uh the family phone, and then the my de-googled phone. So, and those are the ones. Those are just the ones that are nearby. So
Yeah, those are the ones that are you have a whole
with
nother
arms
there's
reach.
a
Yeah.
There's like a box of them downstairs that you
Yeah, well,
have for just other.
I have a cryptocurrency phone that's only for buying cryptocurrency, and then otherwise it stays in a Faraday bag in a safe. And then I have a secret phone that if my son goes, I'm total big brother with my kid. So if he's on a bike ride, it's going in some bag somewhere, and then I could track
Yeah,
him. So
yeah, we finally made the so we have had the kids had emergency phones for 3 or 4 years now. And I got them Android ones because they were the cheapest,
yeah.
and we found a plan with T-Mobile that was really inexpensive. So it was like, okay, we just need something that they could call because they go to a commuter school. So they aren't real close to home if we needed to get a hold of them. So if we got stuck in traffic or something, okay, you call us and you can do that. But this year the plan expired, and we had to make the call on whether to keep it on that or bump them up to more of an iPhone real plan situation. And
Mhm.
so now they have real plans with real phones, and now we don't have their home iPhone and their emergency Android phone and everything else. So it kind of slimmed that down a little bit. But to be able to, they go to a friend's house and we can find my iPhone, we can, force check them, we can block things, we can do all that stuff. That was very lovely. And we know if anything bad happens, that Big Brother is always watching on our iPhones. And so we just call them and say, hey, can you help us?
That's good. I stole my wife's keys. I gotta set them outside the door really quick. 1 second.
Okay. All right.
Actually, maybe should I drop them off over there? I don't know. Maybe I should. Yeah, 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, you go. So for everybody who's watching, now that you've smashed the like button, because we appreciate that, I think one of the interesting things that we were just talking about with the charging is kind of this move from it used to be all USB, the micro USB, and then it was Lightning for iPhones, and now it's kind of USB-C for everything. Are any of you switching out and kind of moving to the USB-C model, or are you staying with what you've got and just doing the micro USB and the Lightning?
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We're talking about charging.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, we've started to move toward the USB-C. I think that the trick is that so many things aren't USB-C that you buy that it's kind of like you can slowly migrate, and just when you slowly migrate everything, then something changes and then you're down the road again. Amy is a USB-C person. That's fantastic.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, I switched almost all of ours to USB-C. There's still some things like random things that still use the old USB micro, which is I find that they wear out a little quicker than others.
Yeah. It tends to be a thing. I also
Yeah, sorry,
enjoy the Anchor.
I got this call and it just said keys ! So I'm like, oh crap. So
You were like, you're gonna need to be more specific. Are
yeah.
we talking about like crypto keys? Are we talking about you have a phone for your crypto?
I do.
So do you not keep it in a cold, like in a cold wallet, like a ledger, or do you just have it in a hot wallet on your phone?
Yeah, no, I use a nano ledger, a ledger nano.
Okay.
But when I purchase stuff from, or if I have to associate any of the accounts with for the sole purpose of crypto, it's with a dedicated SIM number that's not a person. I don't even know the number by heart, and it's not programmed in any of the phones. So again, super private. But then I usually purchase through Coinbase, and then as soon as I get it, I move it over to the Ledger Nano, and then I just forget about it. So I'm not like a regular trader or anything like that. I just buy. I kind of treat it the same that I do like with silver or something. So
yeah, you're a hodler.
I was going to show you a cool little prep here. This is a cool little. It's a GE LED backup light bulb. So it's basically as a reach. We were talking about the power banks, and it's kind of like a little power bank. So then you could just turn it on. It charges, and then when the power goes out, then you could use it as just use your light bulb as normal. So it's a cool little thing if you want to have it in a lamp or maybe your front porch or something. And if the power were to go out, you just flip the switch, and it's been charging the whole time that it's been on. So it'll last.
Oh, very cool.
Good amount of time. So that's a cool little one. So
that's very cool. So
I may do a video on it.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like you should. I feel like you should do a video on it. So it actually stays in the outlet and charges, as opposed to charging, and then you put it in the outlet when
Yeah, you
it's
just treat it like a normal light bulb for your lamp or anything like that. It's best to have it in something where you could access it easily versus like a dome, ceiling dome or something like that, because then you have to unscrew it and stuff. But they cost like $11, so a little bit expensive, but I think it's kind of cool for a power outage. So.
yeah. Is Jillian VOI FYI? Are you talking about Voyager, or are you talking about, is that an acronym? Is VOI an acronym, or are you referring to the Voyager crypto exchange? Let us know.
Yeah,
I it, it
yeah.
Because Voyager, I have Coinbase, I have Voyager, but I usually use Voyager for my crypto stuff.
Okay,
But so yeah, I did a whole video. You can go back and look at a video on all the different crypto apps,
nice.
and how they worked and all that sort of stuff. And I liked Voyager, but Coinbase definitely does some things that you can't do on Voyager as well. So I still have my Coinbase account. I have my Voyager account.
Yeah, I was
I have a
thinking it was
couple other
voice over
accounts.
internet, like VoIP, but I don't know what.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, but there was a period, and so
yeah,
we were missing.
that threw me off. So.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wait a minute, what's
And what's
happening?
this FYI? I don't.
If you get that anti-Google phone that you have, maybe we can look it up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll use my DuckDuckGo and find a look for it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that would be great. Also helpful to get on the stream. I think
Yeah,
that's also good. All right. So to prep or not to prep, we've been talking about colds. For those of us in the northwest, the snow is coming. It is not a matter of if; it is a matter of how much and when, and whether it is coming Friday, whether it's coming Saturday, and how we will make it through. So with that coming through, I know it's supposed to hit Portland. I think it's supposed to hit Seattle. Do you guys have snow in the forecast this weekend?
people have been. I don't know about snow, but people have been telling me about it's going to get pretty cold pretty soon. So
Okay. So
I
if
think
when we're
it kind of feels like it's that snowy time.
Yeah, so when we get to this point where, okay, last week we were talking about disasters that can come up without any warning. A tornado comes out of the blue and
Yeah,
you don't have time to prepare. An earthquake happens, you don't really have time to, you just react to it. With something like this where we have a couple of days to prepare, are there things that you're doing over the next couple of days or this week that in order to prepare for the snow and possibly being indoors or unable to drive or any of that sort of stuff, for the weekend, for example?
yeah. I mean, as like full time preppers, like I think we're kind of ready to go for that for a lot. Like if it were to get snowed in, like we have the right kind of preps and supplies
Yeah.
for a lot of those things. But I think, like, again, I always talk about topping off, like topping off your food and topping off.
Yeah.
I think that topping off I think we're talking about power banks. Topping off your power banks is a good idea because just in case the power
Yeah.
goes out and you don't want to use, maybe you don't need to use a generator, but you still want to keep your mobile devices charged and all those things. So I think topping off your power banks, topping off if you have gasoline or propane. I think that right now is a good time to fill up your propane tanks for your barbecue, and then if you need to use it for your emergency heater, like the what is it, Mr. Heater or
Hmm.
yeah, that's a good time to do it as well. Again, I think it's always good to have some preps in your car and your vehicle, and have it get ready for the winter time. But those are kind of the things off the top of my head that we would do. Is but we have a lot of like the winter preps already ready to go. So the heaters and the candles and the lights and the food and the water and
Yep.
all the typical things.
Yeah. As professional preppers,
Yeah,
as
that's
we are. Exactly.
funny.
Yeah, I think that's a thing is, I think we always talk a lot about, if you have a thing that you're preparing for, in our case, usually it's the earthquake,
Yeah,
the preparations that you have for that likely will help you with all of these other smaller things, power outages. I mean, we had an ice storm last year, and so we couldn't go out because of the snow and the ice. People were quarantined, and then people lost power for like 5 days, and it was like one thing after another, and it was all that. But if you're preparing for an earthquake or a major disaster, you're preparing for 2 weeks or 4 weeks without anything, you're likely going to be ready to go. And so I think
yeah,
to your point about topping off For us, usually it's topping off. It's okay, go to the grocery store and make sure we got a couple of perishable items that we might want to have to make it nice over the weekend if we had to be inside for 3 days or whatever. I think a lot of people are going to be doing holiday festivities, and so they've probably got tons of food already at their houses. But if you have the necessities here and there maybe that you want to have, charging, make sure that everything's charged up in case you lose power, or if you have a secondary power source, make sure you know what your secondary heat sources are. But I think this is one of those opportunities where if you haven't been preparing, and I would imagine everybody who's watching probably is already prepared, but if you haven't already prepared or thought about it, this is one of those moments where you go, oh, I don't have food for 2 days if I had to be snowed in, or I don't have a battery backup in case I need to charge my phone. I should go out and get that. So I would say this is a good opportunity. If you realize that, welcome to the community. We have some videos that we'd love to show you about things you can do. We're on here every week. Come and ask us questions. But in the meantime, I think it's mostly a top off sort of a situation for those of us here. Those in Arizona and Trinidad who are watching from abroad have no idea what we're talking about, because it's probably going to be 85 degrees and beautiful wherever they are. And the only snow will be in the shaved ice drinks that they're having this weekend. All right, so let's real quick go to questions, and then we got to get you off because you have another stream to be on. You're very popular. And so let's see if there were a couple of questions.
Yeah, I hope I stream.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be fantastic for you and your cold as we do it. So here's one. I think we should see you start field testing your preps, like scenarios like bugging in your car. Cliff, I feel like this is
bugging out or bugging in your car.
I think bugging in your car. I think this is one of those teams where if you have enough live streams that you piss off mom enough and she just makes you go sleep in the car, I feel like you could then video that and then just tell her the whole thing was a joke and it was just fodder for a video.
That's a great idea for a live stream, is to do it like in a bug out type thing. I could set up a hotspot on one of the phones and then have the computer and all that and do the live stream. I love that idea. I'd love to do more of those type of videos. It's hard to, as like a family guy, it's hard to say, hey, see you later. I'm going to be hanging out by myself for 72 hours. I see you kids. That becomes a little harder for me to do, but I would definitely like to do that though.
Yeah. The whole idea of the scenarios, I see that question come up in a bunch of channels of wanting to do scenarios, and those are always great. It's just you have to find the time to actually do the scenario. And I think a lot of the content creators in this space tend to be family people who then can't just take 3 days and go shoot that sort of a scenario. I think the closest we get is when we go camping every year. I try to videotape kind of our setup and some of that and kind of use that as a practice bug out, because it's a good time to bring all that gear out and check it, and it just works really well. But I mean, to be clear, we're camping at a site with electricity and water, and I bring a propane hot water heater and a shower tent and all kinds of things. So, if the apocalypse happens, mine is going to look a little different, I think, than some people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think given the time, it is 5:59, and you have a stream starting in exactly 47 seconds. So
I just bumped it 5 minutes on the counter thing, but Mother Prepper's sitting there in the broadcast behind the scenes. Like, where the heck? He's
exactly. What is going on? Yeah, he was like, he advertised it, and then he was like, well, you know what, on second thought,
gotcha.
Yeah. Surprise. Are there any car prep additions in case you get caught overnight in the winter? Amy was asking.
I think the wool blanket's a great one to have, and the hand warmers are good. Always some kind of way of I think you were showing that that hand warmer that I forget what the fuel source was, but
yes.
I thought that was a pretty cool one to have.
I was looking.
Do you have that in orange?
I do. I do. I just moved it. It was
Okay,
one of the
cool.
things that survived the move. Yeah. So this
There
is
we
the
go.
Zippo. It's a power bank. So it's a power bank and a hand warmer. And so it charges off of uh, just micro USB. It's not USB-C. So it's I still need the old cables for it.
Old school. Yeah.
But it works really, really great. And it'll last for like 9 hours. And they sell this model at Costco. They have a smaller version and I actually think they have a larger version, maybe. But this is a great one, and it'll actually heat on both sides, so you can like put both hands on it, or you could just heat one side and have it last longer. But yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's a great one to have. So that's what I would pick though. So.
Yeah, yeah, no, I that's fantastic. I like that. Yeah, I think the blankets are great. I think having like a box of protein bars and a couple of bottles of water in the car is always
Yep.
important. It could be if you're stuck in traffic and the kids need a snack, or it could be your overnight and you need to have a meal or something like that. Those are ones that we've always for the last several years started to put. And it's always a fun thing when you do the power bar challenge because you just go get a bunch of protein bars and let the kids pick whatever flavors they want. And they've
Yeah.
never seen anything like that before, and they can't believe it. And they get to try everything has chocolate in it, and they don't know what to do with themselves. And so, I think that's a great plan. All right, then with that, I think we should wrap it up for today. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, Tup, for joining as usual. This has been fantastic. My goal this weekend is to actually get all of these uploaded as podcasts. So
that'd be cool.
Keep an eye out for your favorite podcasts.
I have a face for podcasts, so it works good. So.
You do, as do I. I have a haircut for podcasts. It's all that's what's going right now. I have a
radio. Radio is more my thing, but yeah,
podcast. So we're going to continue to be on doing the stream, but we'll also have it as a podcast. So if you like to listen to it on your drive or share it with friends, by all means. If you haven't yet, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe so you'll get notified in the future. Thanks again. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and we will see you all next Wednesday at 5:30 regular time for Prep Talk Live. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
See you.